Okay, it's 8:30. Good evening, all of you. Just so you know, for the month of November and December, especially on Thursday, the Singapore team will be standing in on Jinlong's behalf. Just in case you are wondering, how come Jinlong is not the speaker, yeah? Okay, so well, all of us should know that the wife Puspaja is going to give birth anytime soon here. So we'll let the couple rest. And we know that Juno has been working extremely hard. So this evening, it's my pleasure to welcome all of us here into the Zoom. I guess some of us, most of us will be from Singapore and Malaysia, yeah. So for those who are from other countries, you may want to write on the chat box and introduce yourself and states where you are from. All right. So it's always my pleasure, and I'm always very glad that you make a time to join the Zoom. I'm truly grateful for that because it's 8:30. You could have rest after your hard day's work, or you could have done any other thing. But the fact of the matter is that you choose to join the Zoom, and I hope that you also invite your friends. Because this kind of Zoom, especially here, what we are doing now is to do a non-comprehensive presentation on live-based product. And especially we are just targeting on the X39, which is the stem cell activation patch. So yes, do come with your friends, especially those whom you think will require our patch. I think it's always, I'm sure it's always a very good thing, if you know your friends or your loved ones who may require this technology and get them into the Zoom and let them understand the technology about our live-based patch. Okay, so I'm going to do a share screen now. All right. And just let me know if you can see the slides. If everything is okay, I will just proceed with the presentation. Again, thank you. It's going to take about half an hour for the entire presentation. And tonight we have a special granny. Okay, Monday we had Popo Bochu. Today we have another grandmother, who will be sharing how the live wave patches benefit the entire family. So we are talking about 3 generations now. Right. So if you look at the slide, your future is now, and it is a breakthrough technology. What is this exactly about? As far as I'm concerned, or as far as life is concerned, we understand that this is something that is so unique. I'm pretty sure that none of us have actually chanced upon anything that you don't have to eat, nor do you have to drink. It's just like what we call goyo, right, or sticker, that just a tiny 20-cent Singapore coins, kind of thing. You patch on the body, and it does the work for you. So allow me to take the time to just briefly explain to you what this technology is all about. Okay, you all know this person, right? This person lived about 120 years ago by the name of Albert Einstein. He said this about the future Maxon will be the Maxon of frequencies. Can you imagine 120 years ago, he already has the foresight to understand that future Maxon is not going to be what we've been so accustomed to, not pills, not drugs, nor even surgery. Frequencies. We understand that everything vibrates at certain frequencies, and therefore, I'm so thrilled to know that live wave also belongs to this category, but much more, right? If you're not familiar with Einstein, perhaps this gentleman, you'll probably realize that this guy, he has his own TV reality show by the name of Dr. Oz, right? In fact, recently he also came to Singapore, yeah. He said this: the next big frontier in Maxon is energy Maxon. So we are talking about the same thing, yeah. Energy frequencies, you can toggle the term, but in essence, they are talking about the same thing, which is energy. And LiveWave, the company, for those who do not understand, also employs this technology by the term phototherapy or photobiomodulation, whereby it's actually using a very specific wavelength of light to activate the patches. Okay, the reason why, live wave resonates with me simply because, David is someone who understands the body's ability to self-heal, as such that we don't have to require any use of medication or surgeries or any injections, just so you know, our body acts like a pharmacy. If you can provide the body a very conducive environment, and when your organs, your vital organs are functioning well, you'll be sure that your organs will take care of you, right? So we are talking about healing process from within without the use of medications, injections, and surgeries. Okay, LiveWave, I'm also very pleased to tell you that it is an advanced technology company, right? Prior to this, David, of course, has several companies, one of which is actually called the Applied Applications Group, whereby actually he creates those kind of engines for military and commercial use. At the same time, David also has a very unique patented inventions called the double helix conductor coil. It is actually through this invention that somehow David actually took 10 years, to come up with this interesting patch called the X39. Okay, why so interesting? Because here again, earlier I mentioned, LifeWave seeks to improve the health, wellness, beauty, and longevity of every person that we encounter without the use of medications nor injections. And of course, this patch that you are putting on your body is actually a wearable patented technology that harnesses the power of acupressure therapy to boost health at the cellular level, right? Okay, and the person is none other than David Smith, who is the CEO, founder, and inventor of LiveWave. Just to give you an understanding of it, where we talk about reverse aging, perhaps 20 years ago, some of you or many of us will be thinking that this is a myth, yeah. But many actually, when we talk about reverse aging, is not really entirely new because in the early days, like for example in China, the Emperor Shi Huangdi, is always seeking for immortality, right? And it's always asking the imperial physicians to come up with elixir that could extend his life, or for the matter, the Greek emperor by the name of Gilgamesh. These people, they want to be immortal. But anyways, I don't think we can be immortal. But the fact of the matter is, if we can slow down the aging process, not only slowing down the aging process, but allows our body to age gracefully and has the ability to extend longevity, yeah, and looking younger and healthy. How about that? And David, since young, as a young scientist, has this passion in mind to help human beings to explore ways, to find ways and means how to explore or extend human life. And that's the reason why he studies on many organisms, such as the Temnothorax ant, a very little tiny ant with the help of tapeworm that could actually live up to 20 years. And for the Mexican axolotl, which has the ability to regenerate, even if you cut off the leaves, remove the heart and the brain, somehow in 50 days, this little creature can regenerate and come back to life. Such things of God's creation has the ability to regenerate. And that's also the reason why it thrills David to understand and to explore, is there a way to help human beings to live younger, longer, and healthier? And that's the reason why, our tagline is this, live well, live young, you know, and get younger. Right. So David, actually, earlier I mentioned, is a scientist. He's got a lot of inventions. In fact, he's a doctor of science and technology. Has garnered a lot of patents. Over the years. In fact, it is 130 over. And in so far, we are also glad to inform you, LiveWave actually is also given an honorary award by the Navy SEALs. For those who understand the history, later I will show you a picture. In fact, LifeWave started because of the Navy SEALs, where the US Navy commanders actually requested David to come up with something that could help the SEALs to perform better in the submarine, right? And also over the years, and that's where Energy Announcer was birthed, and then followed by Ice Wave and Silent Nights. And that is also the reason why, if you look at the cursor here, all right, this soldier helping the veteran, LifeWave is the only direct selling company that is given such an honorary award. And the person is to David Schmidt, yeah. And we're also pleased to tell you that LifeWave in the early days also was funded by the Irish government. And we are an integrated company. If you look at these two pictures on the right, we have two factories. One is located in South Ireland, in Galway, and the other one is in San Diego. Just so you know, when we were at our recent convention in Florida, Coleman, who is the COO, actually told us that, well, as far as the product is concerned, we can serve the billions, not millions. So you can see that LifeWave is already, it's already well equipped with everything that the brand partners or our future clients can benefit from. Okay, the product, as I mentioned, we are already a 19-year company. Next year is going to be a very big year where Lively will be celebrating its 20th anniversary. So again, it is where in 2002, where David began to develop, Energy Announcer. It was only in 2004 that David launched it in as a direct selling company. And subsequently, over the years, you realize that there are a range of products that David has invented, but everything changes for LifeWave in the year 2019. And tonight, this is where the emphasis is going to be. We are going to touch on this very unique patch, which is called the X39, right? X39, which is our stem cell activation patch. Okay, why? Why do we need that? We know that we age, right? The fact of the matter is we are exposed to free radical attacks, or we're under stress, right? Or for the matter, over the years we realize that we are not getting enough rest, we are not getting enough nutrition, and whatever food we are eating, well, again, the nutritional value has depleted so much so that now it actually rapid, we're exposed to rapid aging. And when this happens, you realize that, it will actually culminate to the point that you become weak, you become tired, you don't sleep well, your energy level becomes low. So many of us term this as degeneration. Is there a way to overcome this? It seems like everything has been compromised. And we also understand for the fact that our stem cells also age and they also die. Well, friends, let me assure you one thing is I'm not here to give you a gloomy message, but a solution. In fact, LifeWave has found a way, to reset our gene expressions, to behave younger and healthier. So why your cells need more stem cells right now, more than ever? Simply because, and this is a fact, friends, you can look at this chart. Based on where you are right now, you realize that, when we were born, in fact, the very first stem cells that came about is the embryo. And that's why babies and toddlers, they are full of stem cells, and that's why they are full of energy. You cannot tell a child to stop running or to sit down. It's just near impossible simply because they need to expend their energy, right? So by the time you turn 35, you realize, hey, how come? Oh, now I feel pain here, How come my energy level, drops so significantly? To the point, if you are at this category, age 65, you realize that you only have got about 10% or perhaps 5% of stem cell left in your body. This is very profound, you just realize that stem cells, why we need stem cells more than ever before? Because it is the real building block for you and I, because it helps to restore the healthy levels that you enjoy when you were 20 years old, 30, or even 50 years ago. Right. And this one also, like I mentioned earlier, by the time you are 60 years and above, and this is a fact, you can go and Google search, there's only 5% of stem cell left in your body. Right. Okay. So stem cells, why are stem cells so vitally important to us? And where did they come from? Right. So if you look at this, the very first stem cell that came about is the mother's egg and the father's sperm that fused together, and this became the embryo. And from here, this is the very first stem cell, and then it differentiated into different kinds of nerve cells, intestinal cells, whatever cells, that eventually it forms the vital organs, the eye, the heart, and the limbs or whatever. And in a full 9 months term, there you have a baby is born. Yeah. So basically, it all started with a little stem cell, right? So, and you know why? And even now, when babies are born in the hospital, right, the doctors actually encourage, if you have the money, well, you can actually store the umbilical cord, yeah, in a cryonic stage. But this is very costly. But the reason why it is so good is, just in case if the child happens to be very sick, they can actually use the cord blood, to plant into the person, and it can actually literally heal the conditions. And because of this, in the 80s, stem cells therapy became very prominent. So much so that, in the US, they claim that stem cells can do this, can do that. So one of the common ways of doing it, and which is very costly, is via injection, right? Injection, yeah. Usually what they'll do is they'll take from a younger donor and inject into an older recipient, right? First of all, this is, well, it's very costly if you understand where I come from. From a single treatment, it can actually cost US $10,000 all the way to $100,000. In fact, I learned from a brand partner whose friend has got bone leukemia, a very rare disease, has to fly all the way to Germany to do a bone marrow transplant, a biostem cell, and it cost the person $500,000 US, no joke, And the fact of the matter is, this person is from Indonesia, right? After the entire thing, of course, the treatment did very well. But one thing that he noticed when he went back to Indonesia, right? This person started to hate Padang food. Wow, that means it sort of changes the DNA, right? So this is one form, via injection. Of course, there's a PRP, and the more common one will be via injection, right? Where people eat apple stem cells for beauty care, or animal stem cells like from the deer, from the sheep, from the horse, from the camel, right? And all these things you realize that they're actually based on foreign stem cells. And that's also the reason why I'm so happy that I chanced upon LiveWave, especially the X39 patch, because this is the only patch in the world that is patented and proprietary that actually can elevate a very unique copper peptide to activate our own stem cell. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the very second slide, the future maximum will be energy maximum or frequency maximum. And this is basically because stem cells act as a repairman, just in case any of your organs require any kind of repair, it will prioritize and go and service your organs, And this is also the reason why I told you, right? Stem cell therapy is very, very expensive. So friends, allow me to introduce you this little patch called the X39, which is our stem cell activation patch. Okay, insofar, okay, Flywave has actually 20 years of development. In fact, for this X39, right, David has especially taken about 10 years, 10 years before he launched the X39 patch, right? So GHK copper peptide, what is it? And I tell you, if you go and Google this copper peptide, it's so expensive. It is even more expensive than diamond. You cannot buy from the shelf at all. And what X39 does is that it elevates this copper peptide, and it's actually blue, yeah. it actually elevates this copper peptide in our body to activate our own stem cells. I repeat, insofar as stem cell is concerned or therapy is concerned, LifeWave is the only company that comes out with the X39, which is the stem cell activation patch that elevates the copper peptide in our body to activate our own stem cells. And why GHK copper peptide? We have to give credit to this gentleman by the name of Dr. Laurent Picard, and he's still alive, by the way. You know, he's the first one who actually discovered the benefits of GHK copper peptide, right? If you look at the on the right side, some of the things, of course, this is discovered by Dr. Laurent, and that's why I can show you. He actually induces GHK copper peptide, induces programmed cell death on cancer cells, all right? Increases angiogenesis, you know, and nerve outgrowth. Can you imagine? Just with the discovery of this GHK by Dr. Laurent, and David further explore on its ability and the benefits of GHK copper peptide, and then using photobiomodulation to come up with our X39, you know. And then this is by NIH, okay, it's a credible PubMed article that says that GHK copper resets our genes to a younger and healthier state. And it also has been found to process all protective actions such as anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions. Okay, it's found in this article. So basically, we are looking at the same thing, and it actually helps to repair our DNA. Right. So that's also the reason why for people who have started to use our X39 patch, right, you realize that, somehow your wound heal very fast. It's just as though now you are going back to time, when we were young, we realized that when we sustain any kind of injury or have any wound, our wound heal very fast. But by the time we cross 35, 40, 50, wow, you realize that your wound actually healed pretty slower, right? And that's also the reason why, because our stem cells are getting fewer and fewer and fewer. And by when you start using our X39, again, I earlier mentioned, it starts to reset our gene expressions to behave younger and healthier. And that's like, wow, now you realize how come my scars are gone and my fine lines disappear. I'm looking younger, right? And because it's already starting to work inside out, and it has the ability to reset our genes to younger state and convert older cells to younger state. So friends, just with these benefits, I think I have already given you enough information to start using our X39 for our new friends. All right. So this is again to reinforce what I have been saying. X39 elevates the peptide to activate our stem cell, and is clinically proven to enhance the overall health and vitality. Just so you know, I just want to put forth a disclaimer. We do not claim to diagnose nor treat any kind of disability or diseases, And in any case, later on when I'm going to ask Victoria to share our testimonials, I just want you to bear in mind that we do not make any claims at all. If you have any kind of physical conditions, please go and consult your family doctors or your physician, yeah? All right, so again, these are the benefits, okay? If you see on the left side, X39 benefits tons, you know, tons of benefits. Increased energy level, while you think that you need energy, S39 can do that. Improve skin quality, have mental clarity, improve your mobility, and the best thing is reduction in inflammation, because here we realize inflammation is actually the main culprit of why we are getting low energy, we don't sleep well, we have pain here and pain there. It's actually due to inflammation at cellular level. Okay, and if you look at the right chart, the blue color is very interesting. And this is a clinical study done by LifeWave that says that in the first few days when you're on our X39, you already start to reset 4,000 genes. All right. And by the time, you realize for the first to 3 months, wow, you start to see some physical changes. And that's also the reason why we always tell our friends, if you, the day you start using our X39 will be the oldest day that you will be. And we always encourage you to take a picture simply because after a week, a month, 3 months or 6 months, you'll really see a vast difference in your face. So friends, if you are considering using our X39 patch, please take a picture. Okay, and you'll see before, after is then you're going to be the real transformer. All right. Then 3 to 6 months, you'll see deep healing begins, increased collagen, reduced wrinkles, hair growth, right? And 6 to 12 months, this is where everything will be very different, where reverse aging starts to kick in, and you'll see that, wow, when you use it for six months, and David has actually shown us a revelation 2 years ago during the convention that he sent a group of people for blood tests and to a gold standard clinic for telomere testing. And I'll show the chart that says it actually literally reverse, or lengthen the telomeres to the point like equivalent to 8.5 years of age reversal. Okay. So again, I just want to say that this is not a quick fix thing. If you want to use, bear in mind, you have to do it diligently every day for 12 hours, and you'll see some transformation happening. So why I like lightweight patches simply because it's non-invasive. Okay, there's no drug and it's non-transdermal, which means nothing enters into your bloodstream. It's extremely safe. And LiveWave is unique because, according to David, it is the only phototherapy product in the world that uses the human body as its own power source. And that's also the reason why when people start using it and we patch them, hey, how come, my pain is gone, and, my pain is gone, my energy level increased, I sleep better, and they realize, hey, I don't require any electrical power, nor do I need any battery source. Everything is from your body. Isn't that incredible? So this is the double helix conductor coil. David says I came up with a way of manufacturing nanoscale crystal particles and embedding them into a tiny little patch. And it says that if someone has knee pain, for instance, they can apply the patches around the area and it almost start to do its work immediately. All right. Okay, this is so much for me. Like I said, if you are from Singapore, I would love for you to come to listen to our full presentation. Every week we have presentation in our Wood Square office. Later on, I'll flash a chart. You can just invite your friends, to come and to listen to the comprehensive presentation by our speakers, right? You will love it. Okay, now without further ado, this is my best part. In fact, there are two. One is the patching demo, which we can't do on Zoom. Nonetheless, I would not want you to miss this. Tonight especially, I have invited a very special guest. She's a grandmother of two, right? And she started using our patch maybe about less than a year. Now, I'm not going to steal her thunder, friends. If you can allow me, I'm just going to stop this sharing for a moment. I'll come back again. Right now, I'm just going to invite Victoria Yo. Okay, maybe I'm just going to go back again. You know why? I'm pleased to tell you, Victoria, right? She is our senior director. Not too bad, In the shortest time, she has ranked herself up as a senior director, and we'll allow her to just share with her why. You're already a grandma, why do you want to do this? So I'm going to stop sharing here for a moment. Okay, and we're just going to ask Victoria to unmute yourself. And you know how to unmute yourself, Victoria? You see a mic on the left, yeah, on the bottom left. You just click the microphone and you can go and share. on the lower left button. You have to move your mouse.
Sorry, cannot.
Okay, can. You are unmuted already. Okay. So Victoria, thank you for taking your time to join the Zoom, and thank you for availing yourself to share your testimonies. I just can't wait to hear, it does not just benefit you, but benefited your entire family. So Pochu, sorry, Victoria, please take over.
Okay, I'm Victoria Yo here. Thank you, James, for giving me an opportunity to share the power of X39 that's working in me and my family. As just now he said that 3 generation, and please help me bear in mind because there's five testimony because five of us and I'm staying with my children, my grandchildren. So every five of us experience wonderful, powerful story or testimony when we use these patches and especially X39. First, for myself, last June, I was walking with my daughter to go somewhere, and suddenly I heard a very loud crack. My daughter said, "Hey, what is that sound?" Oh no! I realized I couldn't move already because my knee, I feel, is being torn, into
Wow.
pieces, like 2 pieces like that. And I couldn't walk. And fortunately, I catch her, I say, hey, I cannot walk, I cannot walk. So after that, she said, okay, let's go back, let's go back. So I went back home, but I was limping, couldn't. So she hold me, so I was limping. Then I take 2 Panadol and go to sleep. The next day, wow, I cannot get up. I cannot move my right knee, my right leg, so pain. So I called my sister-in-law, please, come and bring me, call ambulance for me, and bring me to the hospital. And, she came, but she brought me to the a polyclinic, hold me, and I was limping and I cannot step. My right leg cannot step on the floor as like walking normally because the pain is cannot endure, Yeah. So after that we went to the polyclinic after take x-ray and all that. Wow, it takes hours. After the x-ray it says no broken knee, the bones there, and on my right my right knee. And after that, the doctor give a very very strong medicine, to how to say, like painkiller. He says that I cannot give you too much, only 1 week, and because if I give you too much, it will damage your kidney and also will damage your liver. So he gave me an early appointment to go to Teng Fong Hospital. So after the 1 week medicine, wow, the pain came back. So I went. Then the appointment came. Then I went to the doctor, to the hospital there, and I was seen by a British doctor. So the British doctor saw my X-ray and said, "Oh, you have to go for knee surgery." I said, "Doctor, no, 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 I don't want to go." Then he said, "Okay, the second choice is you have to take steroid. Every 6 months you have to come back." So I mean, it really gave me fear. I say, "Oh no, I'm going to, I cannot walk. I'm in pain." So as the doctor said, "You go back, and decide and come back to the hospital again." So after that, he gave me like a supplement. After even taking 4 months, 5 months supplement, it still doesn't work because the pain is there, and I'm still walking limping, like that, so after that, I even went to after the supplement in a hospital, doesn't work well. So I went to Watson, Guardian. I buy whatever supplement of the knee, collagen, all that, to help me. But it's still pain. And this year, I wanted to go for a mission trip because every year I go mission trip, and I wanted to go Philippines. It was an opening. So I pray, I say, "God, please, I wanted to serve you and serve your people, but you must give me a backup plan, so that my knee will be okay. I don't want to drag the people, the team, if I can't walk can't walk properly and also in pain. And the Lord revealed to me, my this friend introduced X39 1 year ago. And 1 year ago, I didn't buy, I just shut my ears, and I say, okay, I call out my this friend, I say, you bring me to this library that you introduced to me, say, how good is it? So we went, and James, is the presenter. And after that presenting, he patched me Aeon on my behind my neck and also energy. So James asked me, any feeling? I said, no, nothing, So after that, I went back home. So the next day, I wake up, I do my normal routine chore, and just go to buy grocery. When I came back, I think, hey, something is miracle. How come I can walk normally? I told you I'm walking limping like that, but I can, my leg can step on the floor, evenly and walk, Wow. The next day, I just say, okay, I need to buy, a set and all that. And now, I mean, and using X39, just X39 only, for 2 months. Sometimes when you use, you say, yeah, 心理作用这样 it still got pain, it's like don't know working or not, but after I patch diligently every day, okay? Every morning I patch just X39. And after 2 months, I realized, oh, my pain gone.
By the way, Victoria, before you go on, how old are you now? How young? You age reverse already. How young are you now?
I'm 67.
And how long have you been using since already?
8 months.
8 months. So apart from your pain, all this and that, what other experiences you have encountered so far with our patches?
Oh, I feel like full of energy and very lively and very excited person.
Okay, great. Then carry on, yes.
My emotions also.
All right.
Okay, so really, I just want to to share this the power of these patches of X39. Second, I want to share about my daughter. My daughter is an international school teacher, 老师, and she had hives every month. She would go and visit the doctor GP downstairs to take, whenever she eats something wrong, wow, all the hormone, the hives all will come out, So after that, but she saw me, the mother, knee can walk, not limping and sit at the sofa. I can just come out and just walking. Then she say, oh, these patches must be very good. So she start patching herself, and lo and behold, after 2 months, she realized, and she say, Mommy, how come my hives all gone, never come back, and I'm full of energy because she already said she teach around like maybe 4 5 years old kids. Then she say, I full of energy, not tired, Wow, so this is one just X39, hives gone, and she's full energy and she's happy. Yeah,
Great.
this is my daughter. Third, is my son-in-law. 3 months ago, he came back. I was watching TV, so he came back with bandage, on his left wrist. So I say, hey, what happened to you? He said, oh, I just came back from acupuncture because I sprained my wrist. Then I said, okay, so was bandage? I said, okay. After like maybe 4 5 days, I saw the bandage being taken out. So I asked him, wow, your acupuncture so good, already okay. He said, no, mommy, the 2 days after acupuncture, 2 days, it was so painful, couldn't move. But my daughter went to take Aeon, from me. My room, I like my patches is my first aid box, okay? take the patches and patch his wrist for 2 days. After 2 days, he showed me, Mommy, wow, the pain gone and the wrist all go back to normal. Wow. So that's why he also now patching X39, and also Aeon. Okay, four person is my grandson. Just last month, my grandson have a very bad cough, and maybe didn't. It's so bad. After that, the fever come. The fever was very high, 39, 40 for 5 days. Wow! I told my daughter better go to go to NUH. So send him to NUH, was admitted and on drip and all that, for 5 days, and took two types of antibiotics. Then came back. Yeah, also blood test. Also blood test. Then after that, came stay 5 days, came back. I mean, he was better. After the antibiotics, I told my daughter, no, after taking all the antibiotics, maybe all the stem cell, some of them die and weaken. So I said, let's start him with X39. I say glutathione and Aeon at night. So after, because he's still coughing, after even the antibiotics, fever gone, all that, every day still coughing here and there, all that, even at night also. So after patching for, I think 1.5 months, he's 10 years old, my grandson, Asher. Then 1.5 months, all his cough all gone. And he's healthy and good, Wow. Now my daughter even more convincing, X39. And every morning, she is the one who patch him X39 because I wake up late. So every night I patch him Aeon, So it really works wonders in my family. Then the last one is my granddaughter, Alisa. Just now you saw her, 6 years old. Just last month, one of the day, he didn't go to school. So I said, why you didn't go to school? He said nosebleed. So when my daughter came back, I say, what happened to her? Nosebleed. He said, don't know. This is the first time, morning, the nose kept bleeding, the blood. And she was crying. And she told us, say, Mommy, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. First time. A lot. My daughter said a lot. She also crying, couldn't take it, So I said, okay, in future there's nosebleed, please patch Canosine, because I saw the quick fix, from Chin Long, the book to patch Canosine at the nose there, then, she, because it's a young child, 6 years old, she quite skeptical, okay lah, all that. But after 2 weeks, came back again, in one of the morning, but now it's not too bad, but still bleeding, not too bad as the first one, still bleeding, and she didn't put, she didn't put Canosine. So my granddaughter didn't go to school. So I asked her, why you didn't go to school again? Oh, this morning, Grandma, I got nosebleed, but not so bad at the what. I said, okay. Next time, you nosebleed, you tell Grandma. So I was cooking. Then after 2 hours, her nosebleed came back and she was crying and calling me. So I said, what happened? Oh, my nosebleed again. I go to my room, my first Xbox again, all the patches, and took out Canosine and just patched her. The moment I patched, the bleeding stopped. Wow, this is the miracle. First time I see, Wow, I would say, God, thank you. The patching of this one, immediately the blood, stop, until now the nosebleed doesn't come, and thank God. And after that, I teach her. I say, once next time you nosebleed, what must you do? Oh, I patch Canosine, Then he say, Grandma, can you give me 1 packet so that I put Mommy's room? If I nosebleed, I will patch the Canosine. I want to share my whole entire family, experience, the wellness of using this X39, even Aeon, even Canosine, For me, I also use energy when I go exercise. Wow, the energy helped me a lot. So I just want to share, and I hope that this will empower you and will able to help your whole family to, from the old to the young, to experience the power of this X39 patches and also other patches. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Victoria, for sharing your wonderful testimony.
Mm.
Well, like I said, something that, look like a 20-cent coin, but does amazing thing. But I just want to again caution us, this presentation is entirely for education purpose, all right? In case you have any medical needs, please do go and consult your doctors. But just imagine, from 67 years old all the way to, 6 years
6 years.
old.
Six.
6 years old, all right? That just goes to show that our patches is just so safe and just so wonderful. All right, I'm just going to go back to the share screen again because I just want to tell us, this is the thing, all right, where these are our organs, right? I just want to tell us that please give yourselves some times, okay? Because this is not a magic quick fix, but based on the clinical studies and based on whatever David has studied on all our patches, if you can, give yourself time to use it for 3 to 6 months, I'm pretty sure something will work from inside out. Right? As for children, I just also want to keep in view that, up to parental discretion. Here in this case, the mom allows and the grandmother is supervising. All right. So just bear in mind. Okay. This is what I showed you earlier, but I'm just going to skip this. This is the amazing revelation that David told us. Okay. He's actually sent a group of people to test for their telomeres to this gold standard clinic called the Repeat Diagnostic in. Okay, no change observed when blood was drawn at 3 months. But the 6 months, the telomeres were shown to lengthen. And what it means is actually this. In as little as 6 months, the telomeres lengthened to the equivalent of 8.5 years of age reversal. This is mind-boggling, friends. All right. And the fact of the matter that David dared to admit this is simply because we have already done a clinical studies on our X39 patch. All right. So again, I always remind us whenever patch you're using, please hydrate yourself on a regular basis because our body is just a water bag and our cells communicates via voltage. We have many volts in all our organs and it acts as a biocurrent for the cells to communicate. So please remember to hydrate yourself and in which case for all our new friends who have not already used this, we always encourage you to use the X39 in the day and the Aeon at night. All right. It seems that right now this kind of combination is by far the best combination because what Aeon does is to reduce inflammation, right? And then it acts as a fireman. And once the inflammation is brought down, then you need a doctor to come and repair all the cells. Again, earlier Victoria also mentioned some of the other patches that she used for herself and for her grandchildren. Yes, LifeWave indeed has a range of product. Earlier, I'll also show you one of the slides, right? But here we are only saying use based according to your needs. We don't need you to use everyone. In fact, one X39, if you can use for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year to 2 years, you will certainly see some results in your overall health. Okay, so this is the last chart I'm going to show you before I'm going to put some time for Q&A. If you have any question, you may want to put it on the chat box and some of us can help to address your question. Okay, so why LifeWave patches? All right, again, it's actually proven, like I mentioned, we have got 100 over 30 patents, we have 80 over clinical studies, and we are backed by science, all right? Nothing is plucked from the air. So in fact, this is actually, LifeWave has done a lot of due diligence to make sure when this goes out to your hand, it's actually very safe for you. And then again, when you talk about looking for ways and means, when we know that medications surgeries or even injection could not help, maybe you may want to consider an option, another alternative which is non-invasive and safe for you to try. And of course, our patches are very, very affordable. right? It's just like a cup of kopi lah. If you choose to, forfeit your kopi over a patch, I think that's a very good decision. And then, of course, to me, when I want to use a product, it has to be very, very safe, right? So this is for you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a time for Q&A, right? Because it's already 9:20. Thank you for your patience. And I'll open about some time. If you have any question, you may want to put on the chat box. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself and ask any one of us. We have SPD Lawrence here and Executive Director Jonas, or even Victoria is also here. Okay, anyone has got any question? In the chat box, everybody is thanking you, Victoria, for your amazing sharing. Thank you. Hey, besides X39, we have this We Rock, wow, We Rock Kitchen, wow. Besides X39 Aeon, what other patch can speed up reduction of keloids? Okay, basically, we have instances where X39 alone already does the work. Okay, X39 alone already does the work. Okay, so We Rock, you may want to continue to use that. Okay. Then hi James for Victoria's knee tear pain, where she patch. Victoria, you want to answer Saira? You want to unmute yourself again, Victoria? I cannot hear you, Victoria. You want to unmute? Oh, behind the neck, okay, this is actually what we usually practice.
13. Just behind the neck here, lor. So I just
Mm,
put X39 only, no? I didn't put other patches that it
mm,
so powerfully. 10
okay.
minus 10 is 0.
The Irina has a question. My friend just started using X39 and her rashes surfaces. Okay, it all depends for Irene, all right, Irina, right? So individual will have different responses or reactions to our patches. Again, I'm not so sure about your friend's condition. If she had any kind of skin issues prior to using our X39 patch, okay, because X39 somehow, like I said earlier, it has the ability to repair, right? Or it act as a repairman. So it might go and, deeper into the underlying issues, and then when it surfaces out, certain things like these rashes may surface, but I can tell you that it will not be long. It's just like when a person is going through a renovation in a house, you cannot take the entire year, right, to do up the toilet, for example, yeah, for example. So you'll just take a while. So I'll just encourage you to tell your friend to continue to patch. Okay. For keloids on arms from all age 16, my BFF using S39 Aeon within 2 weeks flattened the scar. So there you go. The earlier someone who asked this, so Sweetie Chan has got the answer for you. Again, okay, we are all very unique individual. Not everyone may have the same time to see the results, okay? But again, like I said earlier, please use it diligently, like what Victoria said, every day, if you want to be in optimal health, yes. And according to the chart I show you, when once you pass 35 to 50 to 60, you want to be sure that you want to keep using our X39, yeah. Okay, Bahasa Translator 5, interesting. Father-in-law, 86 years old, had 3 minor strokes. Last time, still mobile and can walk independently. Wow, that's very good. Weak on the right side. Which product you recommend to strengthen his right side and where to apply? Okay, so for Bahasa Translator 5, yeah, if your father-in-law has not already used the X49, that would be a good patch. Okay, then for people with stroke, right, energy enhancer would be a very good one to use. Okay, because energy enhancer not only increases the energy, but also will help the flow of your blood circulation, right? So you may want to consider energy enhancer for your father-in-law, but thankfully that he's mobile, thank God, yeah. Okay, and then wow, this is 933619668. Okay, where to patch if there is a fractured 9 rib bone? Wow. Fracture, by the way, this person better go and see a doctor lah. You know what I mean? Although our patch is just a supplementation, yeah, but where this is concerned, where you have fractured nine rib bone, mine. So okay, then I can consider you can consider to patch Aeon. One is not enough. You may want to patch Aeon around the area, and you want to couple with carnosine, or if this person is in extreme pain, you may want to add on ice wave. I think it should be extremely painful, right? Wow, if you fracture a nine rib bone, no joke. So for 933619668, please be very careful with this. Of course, X39 and Aeon is necessary too, are necessary too, yeah. Okay. And Winnie, any side effects if forgotten to remove after 12 hours or patch over 18 hours? Okay, good question, Winnie. Okay, all our patches are non-transdermal. Nothing goes into your body. Okay, it will not conflict with anything that you may be using at the moment. Okay, so again, if you stretch to 15, 18 hours just on the day, it does not matter. But according to David, right, he has a video that actually said do not use it for 24 hours continuously basis, lest it will attenuate your body. So meaning the body may not function at its best if you continue to patch 24 plus 24 plus 24 hours. Okay. Right, Victoria, you okay? Thank you, everyone. May you be inspired. Yes, many people are inspired by your story. And then again, for those who are listening here, you have any testimonies, you may even want to get back to your leaders, whoever, and if you want to share, please tell us, and we'll put you on the Zoom next every Thursday, okay, for the next 2 months. Okay, may I ask why only patch right mostly? Oh, okay. In fact, good question, A. Sweetie Chan. Most of our patches are positively charged. So then again, in fact, for David, he says you can actually patch anywhere, but then the right side will be a very good way because our patches, most of them are positively charged patches. Okay, hi James, Simon, and Miao Ling. What patch are you patching? Oh, on my forehead. Okay, you know, I love Alavida. And I use the patches almost every night. Okay, I use it 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And if you uh if have actually there are a lot of information on the patch alone because there's this peptide called the fountain of youth peptide epithylamine. Yeah? And epithylamine has got a lot of uses for our body. It also helps to lengthen our telomeres and help to overall health also, not just for skincare, but you realize after a while of using Alavida patch, your skin will glow. Okay, your skin will glow. Laura Bunn, what would you recommend for filling eyesight? Okay, I do not know how old this person is, but again, X39 will be the good consideration and Aeon, Laura. All right. So that's all for the question. Then I want to tell all of us here, for all our new friends, if you are invited by your friends and you're not familiar, please go back to your friends who invited you, and because here again, we are only talking about very brief on our patch. We have a lot more, we can cover more. And for those who are in Singapore, you may want to visit us at our Wood Square office. We have our weekly meeting, and I'll show you the thing later on. Okay, Angie, sorry, I have patched X39 day and Aeon night for a month, and Tommy got a lot of wind and having burping for more than 1 month, and have patched carnosine daily in belly, and sometimes use 3 to 4 carnosine. Wow. But my burping still not resolved. I was thinking whether should I take charcoal tab to absorb the wind, or what can I do to relieve my burping? Okay, for some of this burping cause or a lot air, right? Okay, sometimes I do not know how's your gut health. Sometimes when your gut health is compromised, okay, you may really need to use the X39 for a period of time because based on Dr. Melinda Corner's study, right? actually X39 helps with metabolism, meaning it will actually convert whatever you eat and drink into energy. At the same time, that means you will also start to repair your gut and to have better microbiome in your gut to serve you well. Sometimes all the bloatedness may be due to because of poor digestion, right? And of course, certain foods you may want to avoid. So again, if you need to, please consult your physician. So this is what I have to say. Okay, I must qualify myself again that I'm not a physician. This is just a recommendation. Okay. All right. Then for those again who are in Singapore, I just want to. I did not put the thing here. Sorry. Okay. So I tell you what, it's already 9:30. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you again on next Thursday, right? Next Thursday, I've already got two wonderful person to share their testimony, right? Then let's keep in touch. And for now, have a good night, everyone. Thank you for attending the Zoom. Goodbye.